As we all know, it's been quite a long while since Ultakill was first released back in 2020, and of course, the game has received a major updates throughout its time span, and more people started to take notice of this incredible game. Everything that surrounds it, like the combat, atmosphere, music, and great Easter eggs, everything just clicks and goes very well together. However, for your fortune and my sanity, we're not gonna make like the billionth video essay on why this game is so good. Instead, we are gonna be talking about something that not a lot of people mention about, and that is the modding scene. Now, there are a lot of mods hovering around R2 Modman, where it's a place that you can get all the mods you can for this game. We have some mods like Masquerade Divinity, where you can play as Gabriel with new weapons and mechanics, which is pretty cool. Or Jacket, which lets you play co-op with your buddies or some randos. Or for example, Ultra Pain, which we're not talking about today. It's pain, all right. It's literally on the name. But for the moment, but for this video, we are going to talk about Angry Level Loader, which if you don't know what it does, it allows you to download and play custom levels made by the community. Okay, so I'm kind of a slow motherfucker when making this video, and as I was making this video specifically, I already showed before the Ultra Revamp update. What happened was, because when the Ultra Revamp update well appeared, it basically broke every mod, including Angry Level Loader. The creator is like working his ass off to get it working again. Apparently works fine, but all the levels need to be updated before they release it. So yeah, I wanted to leave that before we can proceed. So anyways, back to the video. Now, unlike the base game, not all the levels have a standard on how good they can be or how bad they are. They can be like 50-50 more or less, or I mean some of them like they are great, like for example where the streets have no name, others with good potential but don't work well because of the gameplay decisions like Agony, or others that are like complete game changers like Ultra Bus, where you ride a bus and you collect passengers. Yeah, this is like really impressive. Now, for this video, we're going to take a look at 3 of these custom levels in a concrete order. Now, the goal of this video is to give the custom level community more visibility, because there are some real gems that, dare I say, are better than the main game. Anyways, enough beating around the bush, let's get started with the video. So, for the first level we are gonna take a look at today is Indulgence. Now, for the record, I want to clarify that this is not just one separate level with no connection whatsoever to other levels, since Indulgence is actually the 8th layer of the Purgatory custom levels, which include others like Rubicon, Pride, and Envy. All of these are like really good, by the way. Anyways, I'm checking on the page that we can see from Angry Level Loader. We can see that it has well over 1,219 upvotes. So it really shows that people really took a liking to this level during all this time that it was released. Spawning in the map, you can notice right at the start that the terminal looks kind of different. And it also plays a different song that's actually not Care, but well, it's pretty similar. It also includes like a new tab with information of the terrorists and a mostly empty enemies tab. And that's because this level has actually new enemies. Yes, you heard me right. This level, which also includes the other ones in the Purgatory levels, also have new enemies that are completely different from the enemies of the game, of the base game. But for the moment, let's not get ahead of ourselves. After proceeding through the red gate, we found ourselves in a complex that kind of looks like the prelude, although this one seems much more abandoned than those levels. We see that vegetation took a hold of the place and most of the lights are not functioning, which can get in the way of gameplay wise, but later on there will be like a much more clear example, so I'll talk about it like way later. So you go on around opening doors, doing some grappling around on this place that is starting to look like what's left of Firewalk Studios after Concord, and you proceed to turn off a generator which was connected to a door, and then that leads to a lore text which is a bunch of cryptic nonsense, honestly, and whoever wrote it seems to be pissed at someone. Not us though. After you finish reading the book and go through the door, you suddenly get jumped by two of the new enemies I mentioned. And unfortunately, they don't have a name. Like I swear, I checked the bestiary to see what they were supposed to be and there's no info about them. So let's just call them Guardians, alright? So these Guardians act very similarly to the schisms that we all know and hate, basically. They have a normal projectile attack that goes horizontally, but they also have a melee attack which is pretty strong if you're not careful at all. It can really fuck you over. Anyways, after you survive that whole kerfuffle, you go through a door and you're now outside. And I gotta say, visually, this level is really good. Especially some of the details, like the rain seems to be going up, and when you look up there's like an entire city above. It's all kind of details that just make this level stand out from the rest. Visually, I'm trying to say. Now, what follows is a fight against the new enemies with already existing ones, like the Guardians, like I already mentioned. But there's also a cameo from an enemy of another custom level called Carcass. He behaves very similarly to a Mind Flayer, but he can also summon smaller enemies like a Soul Prison. And he's always fun to fight, and honestly, both Rubicon and this level. After you finish that whole fight, you realize that there's a red door, which means a red skull. And so, to find it, you decide to take an unexpected turn back to the facility. Going up this time through another way of enemies, this time way easier than the last one. A not so nice reference to P-2, and another room that's full of thrones and a guardian. Now, it's in this section where the problem about lining originates, because in this arena, after you kill everything on the room, you're supposed to explode this wall and then go to the next arena. But the room is so poorly lit, you can't see shit, and you end up thinking and dropping down to his hole is the correct option, but it isn't, and you just keep running around like a chicken with his head cut off, till you realize there was a breakable wall all this time. Now I don't know why they haven't fixed this issue, but I have to comment on it. Anyways, after going through all those issues, we proceed to engage in probably the largest fight until we reach the end of the level. We manage to get the red skull and we proceed through the once locked door in the bridge. After that, we have to face up against a lot of enemies. Guardian, Mind Flayers, Cerberus. It's all chaotic, but it's fun chaos in a way. After all those fights, we get to a room that's full of boxes and a terminal. So we drop down the hole and we are now in a train, which also some really sick music starts to play while hordes of enemies start appearing. Also, by the way, shout out to Dub, Winty, and Ironic for the amazing job on all the songs of this level. Songs like Radiant Blur, Tell Me What the Sky Holds, and Overthrown with Anarchy are all bangers. Anyways, back on the train, it's absolutely overrun with enemies. And one thing really like about this section is that more trains are high to make the arena larger, and while it happens, tougher enemies start appearing. I think it's a neat detail to increase the difficulty, albeit a pretty irrelevant one, but I wanted to mention it. After that whole arena fight is over, the room suddenly shifts in color, and B2 looking motherfuckers breaks the ceiling of the room to fight you, and those are the fights against 002 THT0S Hermes, is the name, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is a speedy guy that reminds you of V2, although this version is more melee oriented, kind of more like a swords machine or Gabriel. He's like pretty damn aggressive, but like everything in Ultakill, you can kill it. Just keep shooting and he'll be done for. After that, the train will stop and the exit is just a bit further. And yeah, that's the whole level. Overall, that was a pretty damn good level, all things considered. The new enemies are nice additions, the level itself is gorgeous, and it offers a nice bit of challenge. And although the lighting problems can get in the way, it's not a secret that if you like Ultakill, then you will definitely enjoy this level. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started with the next level.